Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Learning English. In this episode, we're going to discuss the difference between who versus whom, a very controversial topic, and even a topic that native English speakers have trouble with. In this episode, I will help you distinguish between who and whom and how to use them properly. Let's start it. Let's start with who first. First of all, there are subject pronouns and there are object pronouns. Everybody must know this. Whether you be an English speaker, whether you be not an English speaker, you have to understand there are certain pronouns. Let's break them up into two categories. Subject pronouns and object pronouns. As you can see here, object pronouns, okay? The subject pronouns, obviously, that you should know by now, as you are learning English, are I, you, he, she, they, and who. Who is a subject pronoun, okay? You have to understand that. Coming down here, or coming to the side here of object pronouns, they are me, you, him, her, them, and whom. Whom is an object pronoun. Okay. So, we do know that who is a subject pronoun and whom is an object pronoun. Now we understand what each of them belongs to, okay? Also, English is a SVO language, okay? It is an SVO language. That means you write it like this. I know him. I know him, okay? Obviously, I is the subject, verb, know, and the object is him, okay? Now, coming down here to this example, who did this? Now, why would you think it would be who did this? It is who did this because who is the subject? It belongs to the subject pronoun. It is, look at this sentence for a second, and you can see that it is subject, verb, object. The subject is who. Who, just like he. If I replace this who and said he did this, that makes sense. So it is who did this. Coming here to whom, we already have a subject pronoun and a verb. How can I be so sure this is a subject pronoun? It's because it has a verb. When you have a verb and before it, you always have a pronoun. When you have a pronoun, it always is a subject. It is subject, verb. Okay? However, the object is here, which is whom. But why? That's because this to at the end. This to indicates that it is to whom. You can see that. It is to whom. Whom did you talk to? I talked to him. Okay? So that should be a big eye opening for you, because this is called inversion, where what happens when you're asking a question, the question word becomes did. And this, the whom, comes in front. But in reality, it should be to whom did you talk? But in English, we say, whom did you talk to? Okay? Now, coming down here to the who again, in English, we say, who is this? We don't say, whom is this? And the reason why, as it is followed. This is he. That pronoun that you must have after the verb to be. He. This is he. This is why in English we say, this, who is this? Because if it's not whom is this, if it were whom is this, then it would be this is him. But because we say who is this, we have to respond by saying this is he, because these are called interrogative particles, and after them you must have the subject pronoun. Okay, so you can kind of see how it inverts. This is another form of inversion, but it is still who is this, okay? Not whom is this, that's wrong. Coming down here to object pronouns are placed after prepositions. After you have a preposition such as to, with, by, how do you know whether to put whom or who? This is something I really want to indicate to you guys. It is always whom in this case. To whom, with whom, by whom, from whom, of whom, about whom. And as a famous example here to show you, to whom it may concern. So you can see it is to whom. Okay, it is to whom it may concern. Now coming here to another example of how to use who is in this example. I'm talking about those who believe in God. The reason why in this example it is who is because we have a verb right after it. We have a verb directly right after who, which is a subject. So you can see that if I replace this who with he, it would be he believes in God. And that is a correct sentence. So that is why we must put I'm talking about those who believe in God. Okay? Now, one last thing I want to indicate here is if you have a preposition at the end of a who, of a who sentence, it is always whom. It is always whom. For example, whom do you care about? Whom do you care about? And the answer would be, I care about him. So you can see why the preposition at the end of the sentence must make the pronoun whom is because the response, I care about him. Okay? Next one is, whom are you with? I am waiting for him. Okay? So him is the appropriate response. So when you have a preposition here at the end, it is whom, not who. Okay? So preposition at the end, make sure you keep an eye out for those prepositions.